Before humanity ever sinned, before the serpent entered Eden, before evil had a name, there was a being so magnificent that heaven itself reflected his beauty. He wasn't created in darkness, he was created in glory. So how did heaven's brightest servant become history's greatest enemy? Did Satan fall because of power, or because of something far more human? Tonight we uncover the story Scripture reveals the rise, rebellion, and final defeat of Lucifer. Many imagine Satan as a monster from the beginning. But the Bible tells a stranger story of privilege, responsibility, and a slow corruption from within. The prophets hint at it, Jesus confirms it. Revelation reveals its ending. And hidden across Scripture is a psychological warning meant not just for angels, but for us. To understand Satan, we must first understand who Lucifer was before the fall. The prophet Ezekiel describes a figure unlike any earthly king. You were the seal of perfection, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. Lucifer was not ordinary. He was an anointed cherub, a guardian presence in God's holy realm. Scripture paints him surrounded by brilliance, precious stones, radiant light, music embedded into his very design. He didn't merely witness worship, he carried it. Imagine existing in perfect closeness to God. No fear, no doubt, no suffering, only purpose, only glory. But perfection carries a hidden danger. The closer you stand to glory, the easier it becomes to confuse reflected light with your own. Lucifer's problem wasn't weakness, it was excellence. Beauty became identity, authority became entitlement, admiration became expectation. Ezekiel says your heart became proud because of your beauty. Pride didn't arrive suddenly, it grew quietly, like a thought repeated too often. Isaiah reveals the turning point. 5 declarations that changed eternity. Lucifer said, I will ascend to the heavens, I will raise my throne, I will sit on the mount of assembly, I will ascend above the clouds, I will make myself like the Most High. Notice something terrifying. No hatred, no rage, just self-exaltation. Sin began not with violence, but with comparison. Lucifer didn't want to destroy God, he wanted God's position. And heaven, the place of perfect harmony, became the first battlefield. Revelation describes what happened next. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. Lucifer was no longer merely an angel, he became the adversary, Satan. A third of the angels followed him, proof that deception can exist even in perfection when pride leads. And then came the moment that reshaped reality. He was cast down, not ruling heaven. He's not equal to God, fallen, separated from the presence he once knew. Satan fell not because he lacked power, but because he desired glory without surrender. Now, the story reaches humanity. To Eden, Satan doesn't attack with force. He uses strategy, a question. Did God really say? The same rebellion repeats. He tempts Eve not with evil, but with elevation. You will be like God, the exact lie that destroyed him. Science spreads the way pride spreads, by convincing us independence is freedom. Humanity falls. And Satan becomes the accuser, the one who weaponizes guilt. But Scripture quietly plants another open loop here. God promises a future offspring who will crush the serpent's head. Centuries later, Satan confronts Jesus in the wilderness. Notice the strategy. Turn stones to bread. Prove yourself. Take authority without suffering. Every temptation targets identity. If you are the Son of God, where Lucifer failed through pride, Jesus succeeds through obedience. Lucifer grasped for glory. Jesus surrendered to God's will. And Satan retreats, defeated not by power, but by truth. The reversal has begun. Revelation reveals the final chapter. The dragon, the deceiver, the ancient serpent, thrown into the lake of fire, not reigning, not victorious, finished. Evil does not win history, God does. The being who once walked among heavenly stones ends in eternal judgment. The greatest rebellion ends with ultimate justice. So why does Scripture tell Lucifer's story across so many books? Because his fall is not just history, it's a mirror. Pride still whispers, you deserve more, you know better, you don't need God. The same voice that fell from heaven still speaks to humanity today. But the gospel answers differently. Where pride separates, Christ restores. Where rebellion destroys, obedience redeems. Lucifer's story ends in defeat. But humanity's story doesn't have to. Because the victory Satan tried to steal was secured by Jesus Christ. And that is the unexpected truth. The greatest enemy in Scripture ultimately proves the greatness of God's mercy. Heaven witnessed a fall. Earth witnessed a redemption. And history is moving toward a final victory already promised. This is Believer Wire.